Hey guys, before we get into the story, Tobin and I had probably 10 computer crashes during this episode, so there might be some rough patches. We'll see. Just have fun with it. I know we did.
That's weird. That's weird. Kind of weirding me out.
You are a sad, strange little man.
Crazy. This is crazy. This is crazy. Isn't that weird?
That's weird, man.
It's strange.
What's up, campers? Welcome back to episode 115 of Camp Strange. I am your camp counselor, Alex Tobin.
And I'm your other camp counselor, David Stokes.
And we're back to bring the spooky, wacky, weird, strange, and timeless or timeful, whatever.
You don't
David's
even
choice
know.
is. I don't know.
The only one word I gave you was time.
I have no idea. So as long as it doesn't take a turn into monkey smoking cigarettes, I think we're all in for a treat. And even if it does, we're still in for a treat.
Yeah, you are.
So, but before we get into our longer stories, we got to catch you up on any of the weird news you may have missed during this week. And I was actually sent this by one of our friends, and he's been on the show twice. We're talking about David the Coward, of course.
Ugh.
And, and he sent me Russian oligarch Sausage King is killed with crossbow in home sauna.
What year was this released?
2020.
Wow.
November 3rd.
That just sounded like a very old news article from the Stone Age.
It does. So, but in Russia, I feel like it's a little bit of like a Stone Age situation over there. In certain parts, probably, right? They got like
Watch
bears
what
on,
you're saying.
They got
Tread
they
lightly.
got like bears on balls, like kind of bouncing. They got like bears on unicycles. They got like bears and fezzes. They just got bears doing different things. I wouldn't be surprised if this bear shot this man with a crossbow.
It's a possibility. Not ruling it out.
But this guy, Vladimir Marugov, very Russian name, he is the Sausage King because apparently he owns several meat processing factories. The only Sausage King I know is Abe Froman, by the way, from, you know where Abe Froman's from, David?
No idea.
Ferris Bueller's Day Off. That's what. That's the name he drops. Oh, now you
Overrated.
don't like. What do you like?
Monkeys.
Smoking ciggies. so this Sausage King was killed in his sauna with a crossbow after masked intruders broke into his estate near Moscow. So it's hard to know if they're actually trying to hide their identities or if they're actually just trying to protect the man they're about to murder from COVID.
The name, the word mask, it just means so many different things these days, you know?
It really does.
You gotta clarify.
But apparently he's with his wife in the sauna, and these two intruders tied them up and demanded money before shooting him with a crossbow. Okay, was it their crossbow? Was it his crossbow? Why did they demand money and then decide to shoot him? And you know crossbow is not even like that effective of a weapon.
Whoa.
True, it's silent.
Well, no.
See, I'm picturing like an old Russian crossbow that like they got off the mantle above the fireplace, not like
Yeah.
Daryl Dixon in The Walking Dead where he's gonna him and Merle, you didn't stand a chance.
I think statistically, if you're breaking into someone's home and you're going to be taking a weapon from the house to use it, it's typically a crossbow. Second place is a kitchen knife, but it's typically it's a crossbow.
Now that I think about it, a crossbow might be because like when you shoot somebody with a gun, they go, "Oh, we're gonna trace this bullet back to the gun." Trust me, I am a man of forensics. We both are, but I'm not familiar as of late with the new technology of how they trace a bullet back to a gun. I'm more of a, are you holding the gun? You probably did it, forensic type of guy, you know?
Yeah, I think
I need a bloody footprint at the scene of the crime to solve it.
When you take a look at a bullet after, it's left its casing, you got to find the casing to get a thumbprint, a fingerprint. You look at an arrow and you're going to get all sorts of fingerprints off that.
Oh, you think?
Oh yeah. Look at that.
You're
It's
right.
so long.
I guess you're right.
You have to also add in the testing of the feathers, what region the bird is from, because that could get you caught.
You're right. Oh, this is parrot feathers. What kind of feathers do they use for those? David? What's the most common feather you see? A penguin?
Cockatiel.
Penguin feather?
A penguin feather.
But so apparently this guy, like I said, he was they ran in, tied him and his wife up. They shot him with a crossbow, and then the wife got away. Luckily, she climbed through a window. This man's 54 too, so he lived a pretty good life. He was a king for a while. That's pretty good.
Especially in Russia.
It might have been Vlad. He's like, there's only one sausage king, and it's me. Look at all these sausages. When he bends over to pick up something, you see all the little sausages form on his stomach, on his horse.
You're just trying to get us murdered, aren't you?
No. They don't listen. This isn't in Russian. We don't have backwards R's in this podcast.
Have we checked the map? Do we have any listeners in Russia?
We might have one, and it's a bear on a unicycle.
Oh.
But weirdly enough, it says in a strange twist, police allegedly searched the suspect's apartment on Tuesday and found an elderly man there handcuffed to a bedpost. The man was allegedly being held captive and forced to sign over his apartment in Moscow. So they found this old man handcuffed to a bed, and they said, "Sign this apartment over to us," and he did it.
Okay.
But it's very strange. I don't really get what's going on in this whole. I mean, this could be the next Netflix big thing: Sausage King, Tiger King sequel.
There you go.
So just stay tuned, you guys. We're gonna find out more about this soon enough.
Yeah, I don't think we have any Russian fans.
You're still looking. Oh wait, but do you have a news story, David?
Do I ever? Fact check. There is no evidence to support claims that Lady Gaga is a witch.
Wait, she's not a witch?
No.
Then how did she make me fall in love with her?
Oh, by that voice and that one time she did that weird nose thing in that movie.
Well, I watched the movie. The movie was good. I know it's it's a third time sequel, so it's hard to mess it up when everybody loves it already.
They've done that 3 times? I thought that was the second one.
Yeah, the second. No, I think they did one before too. I think the second one was like Chris Christopherson and Barbara Streisand or something like that. But I think there's one before that. But
why not?
But I told Katie, I was like, it's kind of weird because like Lady Gaga went from somebody who was just like so fucking weird and like on the fringe of like pop culture, where like she was wearing like meat dresses and like coming out of eggs and like. Just like all of her songs were like very kind of pop, and then all of a sudden she just made this like big turn into like I'm an actual like very good singer, and I'm not saying that her music wasn't good before, but it was just like so like mid 2000s type shit where it was like shit with like Pitbull.
You know why?
Why?
Because that's just what the fucking label did to her, and then once she made a name for herself, she could like strip away from that genre that she didn't want to make in the first place.
Yeah, you're very right. But it's just so weird to be like, oh my God, I remember like that Lady Gaga is so different from like now Lady Gaga.
Oh, yeah.
You know?
It's a great evolution.
Now's a witch.
Well, there's
Full
no
blown.
evidence. No evidence.
I'm so glad you told me that.
Yeah.
Was that the whole story, David?
Well, that was good old USA Today. Really shutting us down with getting any information like they'd love to do, because I'm not going to disable my ad blocker. You can fuck off.
So I'll jump to my next story. As New York City man falls through Bronx sinkhole into a pit of rats. That was my refrigerator in the background. But so apparently a Bronx man wound up in a hospital Saturday after the concrete beneath him collapsed, sending him tumbling into a decrepit basement where he encountered a mischief of rats. Is that what you call a pack of rats?
I don't know, man. That's
a mischief.
Okay, we can even just like step away from the whole rat thing. This guy fell through a concrete floor.
He fell, sending him tumbling between 12 and 15 feet underground. He was 33 years old. His name was Leonard Shoulders. What is that? It's a very normal word and a funny last name for some reason. He said he was just standing in the sidewalk. It was like a suction. His mother, Cindy White, told the station. Why is her name Cindy White? Leonard Shoulders, White Shoulders. And yeah, so he just like fell into a sinkhole, and it said then it got worse. White told the outlet her son was afraid to call for help because he didn't want to open his mouth around the rush of rats below.
Holy
But bystanders
shit.
could see him and alerted authorities. He was like,
That has to be so many rats.
neck deep in rats, baby. So,
God, New York. Holy shit.
Here's the best part. Rescuers removed him from the pit about 30 minutes later.
Oh, 30 minutes in just the pit of rats.
But he had a broken arm, a broken leg, and a scraped face. So
The rats did all of it.
so they just like get little baseball bats. They got like the little baseball bat keychains you got when you were little.
Oh,
You
yeah.
know, they're all holding those things, and they're real fun. You know, just smacking the fuck out of them. They're like, oh, you didn't leave the cheese out. You didn't leave the cheese out today. And then there's like, that was supposed to be like a weird mobster, and it turned into like a British woman.
I know, yeah,
You didn't leave your cheese out.
I didn't like it.
It reminds me of like a fucked up character from like Wallace and Gromit, because didn't they all just like
they
eat
fucking
cheese all
went
day?
bonkers for the
He's like-
fucking cheese.
We're going to the moon because it's made of cheese. Chicken
God,
runs
fucking-
pretty good too.
It's like I had a friend growing up that just loved whoever made those, and that's all they ever watched at that household. It's like I enjoyed it, but like something about it just made me feel very uncomfortable.
It's a weird animation claymation thing, but the same. But
Yeah.
you're right, because the same people who love Wallace and Gromit, and like I did enjoy it, but it did make me feel weird, is the same people who also love the second most British thing that is enjoyable but also makes you feel weird. And what is that, David?
Mighty Python?
No, it's Mr. Bean.
Oh yeah, that makes sense. Because I was trying to think of the only other British thing I could think of, but yeah,
Yeah.
Mr. Bean.
Like Rowan Atkinson. He's so weird in that show, but like he's funny, but it's like it's uncomfortable. I don't get
Yeah.
British humor, crazy. It'd be
I mean,
crazy.
he never talks, right? Like he never
No, he just like
verbally says a word, which is impressive to like have a career that big and never speak.
very animated. He's like a Charlie Chaplin type, you know.
Oh, we'll talk about Charlie later, okay?
But no, he had a whole bunch of other things. He was in like a show called Black Adder that like British people love, and like it's like kind of a cult classic. It was like him and Hugh Laurie. I
Rat
think.
Race.
It was
Rat
him
Race.
and-
Oh,
It was
don't
him
forget
in
about the
House.
well, don't forget about the greatest achievement in the cinema history.
Johnny English.
Johnny fucking English.
I knew you were gonna say Johnny. They made a sequel.
I think they made a couple.
I think so.
There's
he's
got to be at least
suave.
3 or 4.
I love it. That's like their scary movie, you know, like the scary movie franchise. But they just took
Yeah.
like James Bond, and they're like, what if we did James Bond with the bean guy, with
get that-
with the Bush's baked bean guy and the dog with him? Why do we
that-
always bring up Bush's baked bean so much?
I don't know, but god damn it, rest in peace, Duke. Country hasn't been the same without you, Duke.
Do you have another story for? Another
I've got 2
news
more.
article? Okay,
Got
hit me
2
with
more
both.
here. Designer Arnold Putra selling ethically sourced human child spine bags. Yeah.
Huh? Wait, you put your spine in the bag.
No, the handle, the thing you hold on to is it is a child spine.
Shut the fuck up. That's not real.
Yeah, it is. And the bag portion is made from alligator tongue.
Okay. Not just alligator? No, it's been done. We needed the tongue? Is
Yeah,
that
they
what
got
you're-
the tongue and a human spine with a unique pattern construction. Natural finish, protruding scar stitching finish, large main compartment, raw edge finish, limited in availability. 100% shell
100%
is
shit.
the shell is 100% alligator tongue, shell 100% human spine handle.
Dude, how is that possible?
Oh, I can tell you how.
We talked about this where like you have to bury body parts or something. I don't think you're allowed to like make jewelry out of like maybe teeth. Because,
Well,
like
there is a loophole to that.
what?
Well, you're talking about big old Johnny Law, aren't you?
Yeah,
Well,
where's
Johnny
this person?
can't trot everywhere now.
Where are they? Are they just on a raft in the middle of the Pacific?
This article says after some Twitter digging, some people have discovered that Arnold makes it a habit of his to visit indigenous tribes and collect bones of their children.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Oh, Arnie. You can't
Yeah.
do that.
No.
At least if you're going to do it, like, can you donate the money to the tribe? Not that they just use it as toilet paper. But, like,
Kindling.
oh, give them a Kindle. Great idea.
Yeah. They can read Old Man in the Waves.
That's my favorite. I love that one.
I got
Old
so
Man
far
in the
in that one.
Child Spine.
Yeah. So I didn't want to end the news on real
On a
children's
child's
spine
spine.
handbags.
Yes,
Because
of
that's
course.
not fun. So Taiwan teen woken from 60-day coma by words chicken fillet.
The only thing that could have made that better was fish fillet.
That's true. It's a good
Give me
second.
that fillet of fish. Give me that fish. Oh, David.
Yeah, I guess chicken fillets are a big thing in Taiwan. I've never been.
I don't even know what a chicken fillet is. Is that like a McDonald's thing?
No,
Or is that just like
I think it's just
fillet of chicken?
I think it's like a thin cut piece of chicken that's deep fried.
Oh,
It actually it looks delicious.
this is big chicken nugget.
You know, I like the crunchy tidbits of the fried chicken.
Ooh, yeah,
The
the
crunchier
edges.
the better.
Ooh, I want it to fall off like a skin tag before I before I eat that
Deep
chicken.
fried skin tag.
Speaking of, I mean, you
Speaking
know, I
of
just
deep fried skin tags,
Well, I was gonna say, speaking of me shouting out that little fillet of fish song from our boy Big Mouth Billy Bass from an early on episode, somebody also mentioned recently. They messaged me on Instagram and they asked what Chi Chi was up to.
oh boy. I don't know. I left
Speaking
him
of-
in L.A.
Speaking of stealing bones from Aborigines, that motherfucker has been AWOL for a while.
Honestly, I want to know what Chi Chi's been up to, and I'm afraid to ask.
Gary has cut ties with them because
Yeah.
their mother died, and he tried to steal all the money. He tried
God
to take all
damn.
the inheritance, and then he
Chi-Chi,
invested
man.
it in shitcoin.
Fuck, Chi Chi, where are you? Chi Chi, come home. Chi Chi, Chi Chi, come home.
Last time, you gotta leave an old meatloaf on the porch if you want him to get near you.
And it's got to be old.
He don't like the fresh stuff. He only likes the old mold and full of
Gold.
gold. He doesn't. He likes to break his teeth. He likes the feeling of the broken teeth in his mouth. Well, no, actually, gold's kind of malleable. You could chew on it or bend it with your teeth. So,
Can
fuck. But yeah, I think he's maybe on like the America's Most Wanted list. We haven't seen Chi Chi in a while. For those of you who don't know, Chi Chi and you're new, Chi Chi is Gary the Haunted Doll's older brother, younger brother.
Wait, hold on.
What?
I thought Chi Chi was an alien.
Chi Chi is not an alien. What the fuck are you talking about? You don't even remember your own children.
I've been hitting the head a lot. Don't
So
don't let your
Chi-Chi.
children play football.
Remember Chi Chi wears like he wears like whitey tighties. He like runs around. I think he's like a little smaller than Gary.
I thought he was a little alien.
No, I don't think he was an alien.
Why is his head so big?
What are you looking at? Are you Googling Chi Chi?
No.
You
just the
Googled
small,
Chi-Chi.
Just the small child I see before me.
Now he's there. Make up your mind. Where is Chi Chi and why haven't I had custody in a while?
He's on my hat.
He changed his name to Alien, and now we haven't spoken in a while. I feel like he's Walt Jr. and I'm Heisenberg.
Yeah, I don't know. We had some political differences, so haven't talked to him in a while. He's a big Joe Jorgensen fan. Yeah, you thought I was gonna go another way on that one,
He
huh?
loves Joe.
He's a big Joe head.
I couldn't bring myself to say, "Hello, President Jorgensen." I'd have to go, "Heegen, Jurgen, Fergen, Zergen," and then clog my way up to the White House. Joe Jorgensen sounds like a fucking character in like a Hansel and Gretel cartoon or something.
Well, I mean, there's the cartoon series, JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, and all their first names start with J-O, and then their last name starts with J-O, so they'll go by JoJo.
Wait, are you serious?
Yeah. That's why the name never changes in that show.
I have no idea what that show is or
The show's fucking awesome.
what you're referencing, but sure,
Holy
yeah.
shit, that show's incredible. Anybody that's ever been curious about anime and are very confused with their own lives, go watch that fucking show, because it will confuse you, but you'll enjoy it.
Oh, like Mr. Bean.
Exactly.
Or Wallace and Gromit. There you go. That all came full circle, guys. But I guess we should probably get into these longer stories that we have for you today, right, David?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so let's do it. Now, David, although an election for president is among us, as you know from our big Joe Jorgensen fan base.
I swear to God, if they haven't announced who fucking won by the time this episode comes out, I'll fucking scream. And it is 11 p.m. on Thursday right now, so
we're cutting it close.
The clock's ticking.
I need my charger. Shit, David, can you banter for a second while I grab my charger?
Yeah, I could talk.
Okay, go.
I mean, so this whole election thing, yeah, you got all these people counting these pieces of paper. You go online, you start clicking on videos. You've got these people sitting in this what looks like a fucking high school cafeteria, and you see these guys, and they're just like diddling around with these pieces of paper, like, oh, what's this? And then they're kind of looking around, like one guy's folding it up to be a goddamn paper airplane. There's one guy.
Oh my God, David!
Did you
I
find
just saw on
Chi-Chi?
the news Joe Jorgensen won.
No way.
Yeah. Oh, no one expected it.
Wow.
Came out of nowhere. Landslide victory. Oh, wait,
Incredible.
no. Oh, no. Not landslide. Oh, no. Her house was demolished in a landslide. That's what happened. She's dead. Sorry. Okay.
Whoa. Hey, come on.
Okay, now let me get back to my story. Now, David, although an election for president is among us and could be considered the source of some of the scariest things we've heard all week, I would like to take it back to early America. You know, like before it was even called America. Because before any damn pasty English bastards or smelly French guys or greedy Spanish dudes, there were many groups of people here living off the beautiful land of North America. These tribes all had their own individual beliefs, stories, and ways of life. But more importantly, all of these tribes had their own individual monsters they feared. That is why today I would like to tell you about a couple of monsters of the Native American folklore. And to speak of the election just real quickly, isn't it crazy how I brought up Nevada last week and now it's become such a hot button issue? It's like everyone's listening to my podcast and they want to know more about Nevada. I mean,
That's why they're not counting ballots efficiently. So they want to know more. The people outside of Nevada want to know more about
nothing made sense of what I just fucking said. I'm realizing that and wishing I never said it.
Yeah,
So
you're getting delirious, man.
let's continue. So the first monster I have, it says, the Midwestern tribes, more specifically the Cheyenne people, feared a very strange creature back in the day. The creature itself was born from tragedy, but that did not make it any less dangerous or understanding in its journey of revenge. The creature itself is a head that rolls around by itself,
Fuck
looking for people to cannibalize. I
That's
literally
got to be hard without hands.
I literally can't think of a scarier thing to see walking out in the woods.
Oh, see, I would hope if I encountered one, I'd be on a football field so I could send one right through the uprights.
Ooh, you have a lot of confidence in your kick.
Hey, in middle school, I was the kicker.
I was the kicker. You could tell because they put "kick me" on the back of my shirt every day, and they knew I was the kicker.
It was method acting. I became the kick.
So the severed head has long hair and an intent to hunt down and devour anyone that it catches. Dude, the cat is chewing on my fucking charger. I'm gonna kick this thing in a second. God damn it, get out of here.
This is what I deal with.
And it's cute and all, but not when I have to buy a new $80 charger. So, the original story of the rolling head has several different versions. The first story claims that the rolling head began as a person who licked their own wounds to help it heal. And,
Like a dog?
Yeah, I guess so. And the person decided they enjoyed the taste of human blood so much, they devoured the rest of their own body until only the head was left. I love that.
That's
story.
talented. That's skill.
That's so good.
Now that I heard that, it makes more sense that they'd be able to eat someone without hands if they managed to do that to themselves.
Oh yeah. But like my
Makes it a little more
question,
legitimate.
I guess you gotta like leave the stomach last because at one point you're eating your own body and it's just falling through your neck hole right back onto the ground. Are you
That's a
able to
mess.
eat it again? Then it's just a perpetual cycle of just eating dirty meat that falls right out of your neck hole.
I'll tell you one thing: his landlord must have hated him.
Actually, it's a woman's head.
Oh, I don't think you clarified that, or did I just miss that?
No, I said that has long black hair, but that could have been a man or a woman. But in this next version of how possibly the head came to be,
but also, once you're just a head, does it really matter?
it doesn't. No. Then you're just a man with feminine features or a woman with manly features. You could, or just whatever you want to be. You're a head.
You're just a head.
You're just a head.
You're just ahead of the game.
Yeah, that version, the one that sucked in its own body. Now they roll around looking for their necks. Speaking of eating themselves to death,
Dude, it's just a can of tuna. Lay off.
Now they roll around looking for their next victim to satisfy their taste for blood. So if you bite your cheek, don't you drink that cheek blood. I tell you, next thing you know, you got a big gauge in the side of your cheek, and you're looking like one of those guys who work at the tattoo shop, and you can see the side of his teeth.
Or the guy that works at the Subway on West Olympic Street.
I don't think they let them work at the Subway if you can see all their teeth, right? They got the big hole.
They have to wear a mask.
I'd throw grapes in there. Oh, yeah,
Yeah?
those people, do they wear bigger masks?
Probably.
Do they get
Someone
a-
told me today my mask was so big that they couldn't understand my facial expressions. I go, yeah, I know. My head's all fucked up.
You're
I
like,
can't find any masks that fit.
I have no facial expressions. I'm just a head. No, but do they think they put one of those big bathtub plugs in the side of their face? To keep the water from going down the drain. That would be.
I'd hope
cool.
they would just use a fucking garbage bag.
Anyway, so another
Full coverage.
another version states that the rolling head started from a murder performed by a loved one, and some stories tell of a husband who murdered his wife because she was cheating on him with a giant talking snake at a water hole.
Fuck yeah.
It's like crazy cheating wife with the fucking snake. I hate
that snake can do more than you can.
Oh, 'cause he's bigger than me. 'Cause he's bigger than me. How big is it? His whole body? Once he found out that they were having... See, they never really said that they were having sex, technically. But they were having, like, secret meetings at this watering hole, which could be considered emotional cheating because maybe they're just talking and connecting, and that's not cool either, guys.
It could just be a metaphor, too.
For what?
The watering hole?
He doesn't know what metaphors are, guys. It's okay. He's going to figure it out soon enough. So once he found out about their secret meetings, he killed the giant snake and then his wife which is when he proceeded to butcher her in the forest and bring the meat back to his home and force-fed the flesh to his children. I don't know why you do
the
that.
snake? The snake flesh?
No,
his wife flesh.
His wife's flesh.
Oh, okay.
And I don't even get it. Like, why would you punish your kids for your wife sneaking off and talking about the new Bachelor season with the snake?
Because they're half of her.
Wow. You're getting into, like, deep psychology here, actually.
What can I say? In the late hours of the night when the moon is lit, I become a whole new man.
My shit froze again. Sorry.
I was about to say.
I'm like, yeah, I don't know. We're having technical difficulties. Wait, should I just say we're having technical difficulties? My computer keeps freezing.
Is it recording now?
Yes.
And then I'm gonna keep all this in here so people can understand the struggle of working with somebody who's so unprofessional.
Anyway, what was the last thing you were talking about?
I don't fucking know. Just continue your story.
So
I have to edit this tonight. You know that, right?
But no matter the tale of the woman who was murdered, she rose again as a rolling head to seek revenge on her husband. But unluckily for all of us, once vengeance was attained, the head continued to terrorize people until it was put down. See, they say it was put down. I think the head's still rolling around out there, which is terrifying. So next time you guys are walking through the forest and you see a little head rolling around, just run. You can probably beat it, honestly.
I think people's first instinct when they saw a rolling head would just to be running.
Well, yeah, it's not. It's like as dangerous as like a rabid dachshund, where it's like the only way you're really fucked is if you trip, right? And then it's like your eye level with the head.
Yeah, it's got to plan out its rolls to get a good bite on those toes.
yeah. Oh, you could be lucky because if the head rolls at you and it hits you back of the head first, you're good. It's got to like go back. It's got to reposition and then roll forward, and you should be okay. So let's go to this next one as one creepy tale among the Chippewa people is that of the Baycock, which is a giant skeleton with translucent skin draped over its bones. So you see, its black, soulless pits of eyes turn red when they stalk prey, and they are known to let out a horrible cry when attacking. So only just a giant skeleton with red eyes who screams.
Okay. I mean, a skeleton's got to come from something.
What are you saying?
There was once just a giant man.
Well, see, the skeleton still has skin. So is it a skeleton with skin, or is it a man, or do you need muscle?
I'm just going off of what you said.
A man? You need muscle to be a man.
It's a Melican.
Excuse me?
It's a Melican.
What was that?
A man skeleton.
Okay. So the Baycock are believed to have come into existence after a hunter was left to die in the cold after being trapped, and the hunter was angry that his fellow tribesmen had failed to help him from his predicament, so he held onto his life force and transformed into the hulking skeleton which the Chippewa people have come to know, which I think I would do if my buddies left me to go die. I would be so mad. I'm like, I'm going to fucking hold on to this life force for all I have and turn into a big skeleton. I wouldn't think that far ahead, but I'm sure I'd get there eventually.
Yeah. It's like that dream. My sister told me she had a dream once that a friend and I went missing, and they found me, but my friend had died. And I said, "Which friend was it?" And she was like, "It was Dobin."
Oh, fuck. Wait. You did tell me that. That's not okay. I get so mad when people hypothetically think I would die.
Well, yeah, we had that one scenario once. We had our good group of friends, and we were enjoying some beverages, and we came up with this whole thing about if we all got drafted into Vietnam, who would die first. And I'm pretty sure everybody said it was you.
Oh, I wouldn't even go to Vietnam. I go to prison. Fuck that shit. I told somebody today they're talking about like a draft and like you know, like people back in the day like
our president.
Like no, like Mitch McConnell. Yeah, Mitch McConnell was like he like served like 2 days, and then the guy had like bad eyesight, so they kicked him out. And I would be like, no, fuck that. If they drafted me, I'd just be like, I'll just go to prison. I'd be like, Muhammad Ali did it. I don't feel bad about this at all. Like, fuck you guys. I don't want to die for some shit I don't even believe in. I've never even shot a gun. I love Vietnamese food. I would never do anything to hurt those people. Let's fucking party in prison, baby. So, luckily, let's continue with the Baycock, because luckily for you guys, but unlucky for David and I, I'm sorry I put David. I'm just going to put I because of the shit he just talked to me. Okay. Unluckily for me, the Baycock only preys upon warriors. That's right, David. Fucking warriors, baby.
That doesn't make sense when you just said that you would go to jail over going to war. You can't call yourself a warrior.
Have you seen jail? All the best movies take place in jail. Isn't there like Bloodsport? That's in a jail. There's like a ton of movies that go straight to Redbox about people fighting in jail. You've seen all those movies, like 50 Cent's in them, and he's just like,
T.I.
He's like, you in jail? And he's like, yeah, I got jailed because someone killed my wife and framed me. And he's like, looks like you got to fucking cage fight your way out of this prison. Those movies are so bad, but so good at the same time. Are you there, David?
So, there we go. That's a good one. My computer crashed that time, so both of our computers are crashing.
This is a fucking nightmare.
This is just bad.
The episode's supposed to come out in 30 minutes, dude.
I'm sweating so hard right now.
I
gotta get up and for work in 5 hours. I'm fucked.
I'm gonna speed this up.
I think I'm just gonna go to the store and buy 2 Bang Energies and just ride out the whole day. I'm not going to bed tonight.
That's what a warrior does. You get your warrior status back. Okay, you're a warrior. So, but like I said, this thing only attacks warriors, but it does so ruthlessly. It uses invisible arrows, or it beats its prey to death with a club. So that's what we have to look forward to, David. So the Baycock prefers to hunt at night, moving silently through the brush and the darkness in search of lone individuals. It is said that the only way to sense an impending attack
I'm sorry.
is by hearing it fucking grunt and clear its throat in the woods.
That was me pretending to be the monster.
No, so it says the only way to sense an impeding attack is by hearing the popping and creaking sounds made by the creature's bones, and even sensing the threat is no guarantee of survival. So even if you hear good old Johnny Bag of Bones cracking his neck and his back, and he's like, "Ooh, here, grab me like this and lift me up. Ooh, you feel that? You feel that?"
It's like
still get fucking murdered.
That's literally me. Every morning when I get up, every single all 336 bones in my feet just crack. My knees crack. My hips crack.
No cartilage left in the man.
Nothing.
Give the man some cartilage.
Someone donate me some cartilage.
So, although the Baycock occasionally uses a heavy war club to bludgeon its victims to death, the creature prefers a bow that fires invisible arrows, which are tipped with a poison that induces a deep, dreamless sleep in those hit by the arrows.
That's hard to dodge.
I know. It's hard to pull out, too. So, in this state, which lasts for several hours apparently, the unfortunate victim cannot feel any pain, which is all the better for the Baycock, as it can now feast. You see, before it eats, the Baycock unsheaths a small silver knife and slices open the victim's abdomen. It then thrusts its bony hand into the body and removes the liver and greedily consumes the organ. And after dining, the Baycock shoves a rock into the empty cavity and finishes by sewing the wound shut with a magic thread that heals any and all superficial signs of the incision. See, I'm beginning to think that the Baycock, if he had any sort of integrity, he would just become a fucking surgeon, and the best surgeon, because his stitches are literally magic.
Yeah.
But we need our livers. He could eat our gall. What do we don't need in our body?
Well, yeah, the first
Appendix.
the first thing I learned in
Spleen?
medical school was there is no magic in medicine. Get that shit out of here. You can't. It's not accepted. They're not going to let you bring magic to the table. If you're going to be doing medicine, there's no magic. You cannot spell medicine with magic.
They got all fucking mad at me because I showed up and I weaved a dream catcher into the man's abdomen with a nice stitch and thread.
I was asking where the sorting hat was, and they expelled me.
They're like, put the hat on him. They're like, you go to the NICU. And I was like, I can't be trusted. I love baby spines. They ran out and they go, that man is not even wearing clothing. That man is completely naked and his gown is backwards. And I think he broke out of the psych ward.
Continue.
But, sorry. So the unsuspecting victim then wakes up the next morning in the middle of the woods, most often with no recollection of their encounter with the ghoulish baycock. Surprisingly, the unfortunate individual often lives for days or even weeks without any adverse side effects. You know, with the fucking giant rock where your liver used to be?
Yeah. And
despite having unknowingly lost a vital organ, they still continue. Then the victim suddenly becomes violently sick, inevitably wasting away and dying, and there are usually no exceptions. Usually everybody who has the old liver switch with the rock move, they don't make it.
No, you need that one.
I brought this up to somebody at work, and they're like, huh, that's weird. They didn't even have alcohol back then. I was like, fucking, you need your liver for other things. Like,
no.
It's not like... I'm like, they were eating other shit that was probably like somewhat poisonous at the time. That was like their liver was filtering out stuff, and also having a giant rock in you. You know, that's a malpractice lawsuit right there.
It's no good.
It's no good, you guys. We've done it. It's no good.
It's no good.
So, I'm sorry, not unfortunately, but fortunately, the baycock never willingly approaches a human civilization. Thank God. As the creature itself is extremely reluctant to leave the safety of the forest. The baycock knows its forest domain better than a seasoned woodsman. Not me.
Bullshit.
I know better. Yeah, fuck you. Using the knowledge to set ambushes, to attack prey without being detected in turn, and to escape those who may be hunting it. Ooh.
Oh.
And it says, if you guys want to know where the baycock is, the baycock inhabits the forest territories of the Great Lakes, especially if these places were once inhabited by the Chippewa.
Okay.
So if you guys end up in them Great Lakes regions,
yeah,
check it out. And my last monster for today is the Mahaha. So the Mahaha is a maniacal demon that terrorizes the Inuit people of the Canadian Arctic. The creature is described as a thin, sinewy being, ice blue in color and cold to the touch. Its thin skin is said to stretch so tightly over the creature that its bones are visibly protruding.
Oh.
The Mahaha's eyes are white and they peer through the long stringy hair that hangs in its face. Now that I'm thinking about it, It's kind of like the rolling head and the baycock put together.
Okay. Possibility. Can't rule it out.
Bony, skinny, with long hair. But you're going to find out it does many different things. Actually, just
is it
one
sexy,
thing.
though? Okay, hold on. Before we get ahead of ourselves, since you're talking all monsters, we're not going to do this for every single one. We'll do this for this last one, Mahaha, right?
Yes.
Mahaha? So let me paint a picture for you real quick.
Yes.
A Mahaha is walking up to a vending machine. What is it? What is the drink, chip, and candy this thing's going to get? It's been a while since we've done this.
Okay. I think let's start with...
See, I don't know anything about this, so this is all you.
Well, surprisingly, in this folklore, they do not describe its favorite drink, chip, and candy. But if I had to go for it, I'd say this thing is definitely a sour cream and onion boy,
Okay.
for sure.
Yeah.
If I had to go candy, we'll probably have to go Gobstoppers, which is,
Those two are
What-
just, they really conflict, but okay.
dude, okay.
Can-
Then what's
I
a
mean-
cold?
No,
What's a
no,
cold
no, no,
candy then?
No. Continue.
This is my monster.
I know.
naming-
I'm just commenting. I'm just continue.
And then its drink, of course, is blueberry Faygo.
Okay. We talk.
Now, I hope
we.
I
I know
you're
we don't
happy.
do it too much on this podcast, but outside of the podcast and personal life, we talk about Fago way too much. You know that, right? we need to. We need to turn the dial down.
No, we need more Faygo. More Faygo. So, like I said, and if you want to know if this thing's sexy, it's barefoot. It's always barefoot.
So if you're a foot person,
if you're a Quentin Tarantino fan, then you fucking love this thing. So, like I said, the Mahaha is strong, very strong as well. And actually, the Mahaha is usually seen with almost no clothing to go with its bare feet.
okay.
It has no clothing on, and it never yet seems to be bothered by the cold. So it's very strong,
Oh,
and it's everlasting,
okay.
like a gobstopper.
Okay, well that makes sense.
So the most notable thing about the Mahaha, though, is that this demon is always smiling and giggling, and that it is because the cold demon takes pleasure in tickling its victims to death with sharp, vicious nails attached to its long, bony fingers.
We sure this isn't Michael Jackson and they just misheard?
No, that's the Mahihi.
Well, that's what I'm saying. They misheard it to a mahaha instead of a
Oh.
mahihi.
Ooh, long, stringy black hair?
Have they seen this
Bluish.
monster since 2000?
No one knows when he
2012? I don't.
Well, you don't have to say the date because he didn't really die. He's just living in the Arctic.
That makes sense. Yeah.
He's like, what's the one thing I'd never buy? Antarctica.
That is why he was
wanted-
dyeing his skin white, so he'd blend
Yeah.
into the snow. Camouflage.
Yeah.
Full circle.
Ooh.
We got him,
And
ladies and
what do you think
gentlemen.
he
We got him.
What do you think you learned to moonwalk on that nice sheet of ice,
Mm-hmm.
barefoot? Everything's kind of fallen into place.
Honestly,
So-
I'm terrified over here.
So, and the tickling just really speaks for itself. So, what the Mahaha calls tickling, we would call brutally eviscerating with a knife as the creature's long, blade-like fingers shred its victims up to a bloody pulp, apparently.
So then, why did you say tickling?
Because they think it's tickling, but here's the thing. Maybe it's fun at first because many elders have remarked on the expressions of the dead victims Mahaha leaves behind, and it seems all of the victims have a similar expression on their bloodied faces, and that's a twisted, frozen smile.
Like the Joker, baby.
I was gonna say Joker baby.
There you
Of
go.
course, like the Joker baby.
Oh man.
So-
Like a
So
subway
although-
worker, all the teeth are showing.
Well, actually, some subway workers have no teeth at all.
That's
but
true. That's true.
It's a toss up on that one.
Eat fresh.
Although this demon is twisted and evil, Mahaha is easily fooled. Oh, so we got some luck. Most of the stories told about Mahaha end with it being fooled, actually. And usually Mahaha is tricked into leaning over a water hole to take a drink and then pushed into the open water and swept away by the currents.
Oh, that's fun.
The old take a fucking drink from the lake and then watch me kick your ass right down there.
Yeah.
Hit a rock on the way down.
It's classic.
Put it in your liver. So, but some say that the Mahaha still roams the frozen tundra looking for its next victim to tickle.
Ooh,
So,
I hope it's me.
So I have to say, to wrap this up, this is a time where the country is more divided than ever. You know, like how I bring politics back into this.
There you go.
So they say it's more divided than ever, which means that this is a time where it's very easy to act like a giant liver-eating skeleton or a finger-bladed tickle monster, or a cannibalistic rolling head to one another. So, I only ask that instead of letting our inner monsters loose, let's all decide to find something in common that brings us together, like a love for tickle fights, or possibly a love of taking naps in the forest after getting shot with a poison invisible arrow, or even a love for pretending you're a severed head and rolling around on the ground to scare small children. You know?
Mm-hmm.
And that last one was a little bit harder to connect to the real world, but
Yeah.
you can do it. There's somebody
You
out there
got it.
who also loves that. So just go find them. If there's people who dress up like dogs and go to the Hyatt banquet hall and then wrestle each other and
Yeah.
sniff each other's asses,
It's there.
then there's somebody out there who pretends they're a severed head rolling around who wants to eat children.
Yeah.
So
We need to pay Hyatt workers more money.
They got to clean up all the schmutz in that room. I call it schmutz because we're not really sure exactly what it is. But
Yeah.
Anyway, so that's my story, David.
All right, Tobin. Let me ask you, how often do you lay awake in bed cursing yourself and wishing you could change a thing you did in the past?
4 nights a week.
4 out of 7? It's not bad.
Yeah. That's the deal I made with God.
Well, have you ever thought, what if I could go back in time and I could change this?
Ooh.
You ever think about that?
Sometimes.
Well, according to a current theory, it might be possible for a human being to time travel. But
Really?
before we try to talk anything about that, we have to discuss the obvious, and that's the paradoxes.
Paradise.
Paradise? I don't fucking know.
No, I think it's doxes.
I actually had to edit this story while you were talking at the end there because I went into the story with a thing in mind, and then it was an article I had read like 3 weeks ago. And after like 2 hours of looking for it, I could not fucking find it.
Oh, no.
Which means it probably wasn't real.
They got sued for posting that. Or maybe they went back in time and took it off.
Oh.
Killed the man who wrote it.
That's possible. So
Shit.
now everyone thinks it would be cool to be able to jump around in time, but there's always a small factor of temporal paradox. And a temporal paradox, a time paradox, or a time travel paradox, whichever you choose to call it, there are tons of different names from various minds to bring the light of the unfortunate fact that time travel would do a whole lot of more damage than fixing anything.
Probably. I did see the butterfly effect with Ashton Kutcher.
There's a lot of really good,
Ashton Kutcher movies? I know.
I know what happened to him. Now he's fighting like.
Now he's telling me to invest my stocks in acorns.
Last I saw, he was fighting animals. No.
Wait, is that he was?
So I have a few paradoxes I want to chat about real quick. The first paradox is called the causal loop. A causal loop is a paradox of time travel that occurs when a future event is the cause of a past event, which in turn is the cause of the future event.
David, I need an example. My head hurts.
Well, hold on. So
I have a
both
bloody nose. Oh, shit.
So both events then exist in a space-time, but their origin cannot be determined. A causal loop may involve an event, a person, or an object, or information.
Like having sex with your grandpepper.
Yeah.
Which causes in the future horrible depression,
Yeah.
and then
That depression makes you go back and have sex with your grandpepper.
Yeah, which makes me horny to go have sex with my grandpa. That's how it works. That's how time travel works.
That's exactly how it works.
Thank you.
So the next little paradox is the good old grandpepper paradox. It's funny you said that.
Oh, wait. We got 2 grandpa sex stories?
Oh, yeah, no. So the grandfather paradox is also known as the consistency paradox. if a time traveler were to go back in time and kill his own grandpepper in their childhood, it would result in one of the time traveler's parents and the time traveler themselves not to exist. You know, in movies where like something happens, they start to disappear.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like that, but this actually thinks about that whole concept without it revolving around a movie. So if the time
What if
traveler,
Grandpepper asked for me to do that because of what I did to Grandpepper?
you gotta not do it.
Kill me! I've seen too much.
So if the time traveler weren't born in the first place, then it wouldn't be possible for him or her to go back in time and kill the grandpepper in the first place. Therefore, the grandpepper lives to, have all them babies until the time travelers, comes about. And so there's no predicted outcome to what would actually happen, which makes it a paradox. Because no one can either decide, like, if someone tries to go kill their grandfather, would they disappear in the act and, like, it never happened?
We could do this all day, David.
Well, that's the point of a paradox.
I always liked this one paradox where I was told about, like, did you read about, like, the alligator and the baby?
No.
Oh, fuck.
It was one big chomp?
I'll look it up. One is the chomp paradox.
Don't look it up.
The alligator baby paradox?
Oh boy.
No. You can keep going. I'm just gonna
Well, then
eventually.
you're not gonna be listening.
You're right.
So-
okay, I'll stop.
Another time traveling paradox is the Fermi paradox, which can be adapted for time travel and phrased: if time travel were possible, where are all the visitors from the future? It's pretty straightforward. Any
That is a good question.
Exactly. Any timeline that would have time travel, we would fucking know about it already, or else it never was a thing. I feel like
Yes.
that kind of nips in the bud right there. It's like,
Well,
if there's
Dave,
what?
sorry.
What?
I have a very interesting theory about that, actually.
All right.
And I might sound very weird when I say this, but sometimes I think you guys maybe have experienced this too in your life. But you ever been somewhere where somebody was like staring at you, but not like in like a flirty way, or not even in like a
crackhead way.
yeah, like a crackhead way. Like one time I caught I was in this bookstore and I caught like this old like man staring at me.
Yeah.
And I was like, that's so weird. And my mind went to this place where I went, maybe it's like somebody from the future. And in the future, instead of going on vacation to like different places, you go on vacation to different times. And you're allowed to go there and possibly see like your relatives or something like that, but you can't interact. So maybe he was at the bookstore just being like, that's my great-great-grandfather. And I'm flattering myself because that was my great-great-grandson.
Why don't you
who's
call
a
him out?
Fat old man. What?
Why don't you call him out?
Oh, I beat the fuck out of him. He's dead now, which made me disappear.
Yeah.
And I don't have a left arm no more.
No more.
No more is gone. But just think about it, guys. I don't know. Just the next time you see an old man looking at you, just go, grandson? See what he says. See if he likes it.
Yeah. You might love it.
He might love it.
What if you
Break
did
the
that
ice.
and everything just went black?
No. But I also fear, never mind. I'm not going to go into my fucked up, warped mind.
So a great show that deals with time travel that I recently finished the second season of is The Umbrella Academy.
Oh, yeah. I haven't seen that yet.
Second season deals a lot with time travel, and at one point, like a current person deals with like a future person of themselves, and they like breaks down this whole thing of like all these different symptoms that happens when you have conversations with a future or past version of yourself. It's a good show.
I also watched a show on Netflix called Dark. That's a German show, and that has to do with a lot of time travel.
Yeah.
Check that out. It's kind of like a darker Stranger Things type vibe.
Yeah. There's also one more. Nah, I'm kidding. But but I'm not.
King
Lovecraft
of
Country.
Queens. King of Queens.
He wasn't always the king.
Doug Heffernan was never in the right time at the right place.
So
But that package was.
I'm sure I could go on and on all day about various time traveling paradoxes, but I'd rather not. And Tobin is falling asleep, and I'm falling asleep. So let's talk about something a little more spicier than paradoxes. That's right, photographic evidence of time travelers. Mm-hmm. So,
like people with cell phones and shit.
let's take a look at a photo from 1962 at the World Cup. After Brazil won the 62 World Cup, the team celebrated on the field as the press and fans jumped the wall and ran onto the field to celebrate and take photos. So there's one photo from that day that we need to pay attention to. And looking closely at this photograph, you'll notice that one of the fans appears to be holding a cell phone taking pictures.
What?
And it's definitely not a flash mounted on top of a camera that had been cropped out of the photo. It's 100% a Motorola Razr from 2004.
Imagine if we figured out time travel in 2004 and then we brought back a Crazer and they went, this was not worth coming back in time for. You can keep that. We don't want that Crazer. We don't want your fucking dried cranberry raisin. Get that fucking shit out of here.
Next photo. So a photograph from...
It's of my penis.
Look how wrinkly it is. It's definitely from the future.
It's an old wrinkly penis of an old man.
That's
Just
a
kidding,
ni-
it's me.
That's a 9-year-old penis.
Did you say 90?
Yeah.
Oh, you thank God. I thought you said 9.
No.
I'm like, it's in the future. David's in prison. We're holding the
So a photograph from 1943, which shows a lovely day at the beach in the 40s, shows a huge crowd catching
Everybody's
some
in
rays.
suits.
Yes. But right there, dead center frame, we have a man in a full brown suit who is doing what the boomers call the zombie stance. You know what that is?
Wait. No. Like with arms out like Frankenstein shit?
No, it's the boomers version, and that would be someone standing there with their neck bent at 90 degrees, and it would appear that they are texting on a phone. That's right, another cell phone that got pulled into time traveling.
Oh, that's the zombie stand. I thought he was doing like a dance move that hadn't been discovered yet. And I was like, you know, like people do it, like, look at this is the first guy to floss. Or, oh, I remember what it was. It was the first guy to dab. And it was like literally like a guy leaving on like a Navy ship and he like did a dab in like a weird way. And people were like, he's from the future. Like he dabbed on. I'm like, yeah, this guy came back from the future, enlisted in the Navy, and then dabbed as he was leaving to go serve his country. That he did that. That was cool.
For this one, it's like he could be reading, you know, a tube of sunscreen, maybe looking at a seashell, but no way, Jose. That had to have been a goddamn cell phone.
No one ever thinks it's a Game Boy, though.
No, that's true.
Everyone
Yeah, I'm going to
Game
go
Boy.
back in time to play my Game Boy and not pay attention.
Yeah, there's so much people bothering me. I just need to go back in time and play my Game Boy.
So I gotta say, my favorite part about writing the story was scanning the photos before seeing the description to see if I can find the goddamn time traveling lizard person. That's right, they're all lizard people. And this one took me. I never found it. I had to read the description. I looked at this photo for like 5 minutes. I'm like, I don't see who could be time traveling. But once I read the description, I mean, now if this isn't solid proof that there are time travelers, I don't know what is. So the date was 1905, and we have a lovely photograph of hundreds of people at a delivery market near some water. I didn't see like where it was, but it's like, you know, like a shipping place. And we can see a man standing near a boat, and guess what this time traveling piece of dirt has?
He has the Guinness Book of World Records from 2009.
He has a mohawk haircut. A mohawk haircut in 1905? That's impossible. It's literally impossible. That could never happen.
It's literally like I talked about Native American culture, which has been around for so long, and they like it's a type it's a
No.
a people. A Mohawk Indian is a type of person
It's impossible.
with that haircut.
It's impossible.
Okay, you're right. I'm sorry.
That's just what it is. It's impossible. So
But
let's
guess what he had in his Mohawk?
A cell phone.
He had a Bob's Furniture's ad in his Mohawk, and Bob's Furniture opened in 1987. Has been serving its community ever since with cheap, affordable furniture. Thank you.
So, kind of referenced it earlier. Let's talk about our boy Charlie Chaplin. That's right. In his 1928 silent film, The Circus, an extra in the background was spotted walking around talking on her what?
Tin can with the string.
Her goddamn cell phone.
It's all cell phones.
I mean, if you're gonna go time traveling, leave your fucking cell phone behind. The 20s don't have a cell phone tower or Wi-Fi, so stop trying to look cool with your phone that doesn't
Who
work.
the fuck are you calling? Yeah. No one knows how cell phones work. Like, who the fuck
I got
are
a
you
missed call
calling?
from 1923.
If my phone rang and it just played old piano music. Like, oh shit.
Oh, okay. So right now we're gonna take a quick step away from photography and take a look at something that dates back way before photography was even a thing.
I just keep thinking it's gonna be another cell phone.
And that would be sculptures.
Ah, okay.
In Salamencia, Spain, I probably said that one fucking wrong, but I don't care at this point. There is a cathedral with multiple sculptures carved into the walls in various places within the holy building. One of these sculptures appears to show a modern-day astronaut.
Ooh.
So in the photos, the photos before, they're a little far-fetched, but this one is like actually very interesting because with great detail, this is a friggin' astronaut, like 100%.
I actually want to see that one.
It's good. So this
David the art critic. This sculpture is good.
It's good. So this cathedral was constructed back in 1513. So people take this as proof that astronauts were seen in the past. So maybe in the future, a space mission went wrong and one of the astronauts was sucked into a black hole and spit out in 1513.
I love that.
Maybe it's like in the Avengers, people have time traveling suits that are similar to one you would find your local astronaut wearing. Or maybe it's the part where the cathedral is renovated by Guillermo Garcia de Cuernes in 1992. I don't know which one it is, but that's why it's a mystery.
Or it could be not even time travel. Maybe it was just like an alien that came down.
That's true.
And he was like, "You guys like my suit?" And everyone's like, "That's pretty cool," because he's like, I don't breathe oxygen. I breathe.
Cool.
You guys don't know about that element yet.
We're getting delirious at this point. So now we have to take it back to one more photograph because this one is bone chilling. This photograph takes us back to World War II, and in this photo we see some young British soldiers on a warship. But one of these young World War II soldiers is doing one of the most unspeakable acts someone can do.
Is he on his cell phone? Is he on his cell phone?
He's sending a Snapchat. No, that's right. This soldier was throwing down a nasty, nasty dab just like you were talking about earlier.
You fucking asshole.
Well, you're the one that had to bring it up. He was dabbing on them German haters.
You fucking knew it.
So
I knew it, the damn dab.
there have been some controversy about this photo. You know, people saying that he was just on the set of Christopher Nolan's war film Dunkirk, but that simply can't be true because I saw it online and it was a real time traveler.
I like how people were like, this guy throwing a dab must have been from Dunkirk. And you're like, or like people have like sneezed. Like, it's just like a movement. It's not even a complicated movement.
Kind of
it's
bowing.
just like, yeah, it's just like, I don't know. It's like, that's what I always joke about. Like when, like, those dances have kind of died out a little bit. Like the floss was like the last big one. But
Because no one's playing Fortnite anymore.
Exactly. But like honestly, if I just like did some fucking movements, I bet I would do one of the dance moves in the future.
Yeah.
If I sat there and just like fucking
Convulse.
moved my body around.
If you stood there and convulsed and we took 10,000 photos, one of those photos people would accuse you of time traveling.
But yeah, if I had a seizure on the ground and be like, "Oh my god, my grandpa had a seizure in the future." This guy
He's doing the
predicted
corp.
seizures.
Your grandpa's doing the corp in that photo.
Look, he even pee-peed in his pants. He did the corp. He did the full corp.
So I don't really know how to end this, but I do know next time you go time traveling, leave your fucking cell phone at home. Just fucking leave it. Just plug it in and fucking leave it. It's going to be there when you get back.
Why don't you fucking play Angry Birds? It's not even a game anymore. Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's
was
it. I'm
good.
done. I'm done.
That was good. Anyway, thank you guys so much for listening to another episode. It is late, and you guess what? It's 2 minutes till midnight. So
I'm not going to edit with how many fucking crashes and this is
It's going to be a Frankenstein's monster. Don't worry. We'll put a little disclaimer in the beginning. You guys will know what's going on. If you made it this far, you survived. You survived. Now
real
go back in
challenge.
time, bring your cell phone, and destroy this podcast before it could ever become a thing. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
And if you guys want any more information, Camp Strange Podcast on Instagram. Click the hyperlink. You got all this shit there. You guys know how it goes. I ain't got to tell you. Fucking rate, review, subscribe. Fucking send us an email, campstrangepodcast@gmail.com. If you guys want merch, we got that too. Anyway, David, you have anything to say before we leave?
Walk like an Egyptian.
Oh, fuck your cell phone. And don't forget to stay strange.